Hey everybody, welcome back to a brand new video. It's Flashback Friday. Got 91 tops. This would be the fat packs. You can see the jumbo box. So we're going to open that today. We're obviously looking for the Chipper Jones rookie. I'm just going to go ahead and open that like that. Looking for the Chipper Jones rookie. We're probably like Desert Shield cards. There's a Chipper Jones Desert Shield card. It's got an $800 value to it, and according to Beckett. So, give it a shot. And this also, I think it's a George Bush card. That's like, it was never really released, so who knows? We'll go ahead and get started here. Yeah, these had no gum in them either, so that's great. All right. We go. Chris Glenn, Henry Brooks, Dave Smith, Keith Comstock, Spike Hibbard, Kenny Rogers, The Gambler, Steve Jeltz, Rafael Ramirez, Kent Merker, Brent Smith, John Candelaria, Doug Laybeck, Checklist, Tim Burtz's, Charlie O'Brien, Bill Kruger, Kurt Miller, Hall of Famer Ozzie Smith, Hall of Famer Eddie Murray, Darren Fletcher, Vicente Palacios, Danny Jackson, Mike Fetters, Yo Flipperoo, Hall of Famer Greg Maddux, Alvaro Espinoza, Mackie Sasser, Kevin Moss, Manny Lee, Mike Sosha, Sal Morris Gold Cup card. It's a pretty good hitter. Alan Anderson, John Marzano, Greg Gagne or Gagne, whichever way you want to call him, and Tom Candiotti, the old knuckleballer. Again, I forgot my garbage can. Gonna have a paper mess over here. Let's move these up a little bit. I feel like I'm right on top of the camera. Jerome Walton, Mark Sharpison, Tom Gregg, Ken Daly, Doug Rader, Dickie Thon, Carl Nichols, Sandy Alomar Gold Cup. That was a hot card back in the day. Charlie Huff, Darren Dalton, Mike Heath, Joe Hesketh, Mike Social All-Star, Brent Main, Bo. I love Bo Jackson cards. Lance Blankenship, David Justice, Gold Cup. Mike Blowers, Mel Stottlemyre, Billy Frank All-Star, Deion James, Chris Nabholz, Jeff Reardon, Jeff Gray, Jason Grimsley, Ken Herbeck, Edgar Diaz, Flash Gordon, Robin Ventura Gold Cup, Frank Wills, Oral Hershiser, Greg Olson, Jack Clark, David Segui. So far, no chipper yet. Lenny Harris, Herm Winningham, Willie Blair, Greg Wayne, or excuse me, Gary Wayne, Gio Price, Ken Caminiti, Hall of Fame Eddie Murray, Nelson Santamania, Jose Canseco, Dan Plesac, Jim Neidlinger, Jeff Ennis, Mark Parent, Kevin Reimer, it's a Fisk All-Star, Devon White, Tommy Green, Mark Lee, Tim Leary, Carmelo Martinez, Junior Naboa, Daryl Strawberry All-Star, Sean Abner, Charlie Hayes, Carlos Baerga, Nick Asaski, Todd Burns, Jose Hoffman, Future Stars, Scott Fletcher, Rob Murphy, Jim Deshays, Jamie Navarro, Gerald Clark, Jeff Houston, Gold Cup. All right. They have the sweepstake cards inside. Eric Yielding, Kevin Mitchell, Brett Butler, Robbie Thompson, Chris Sabo, Tim Leanna, Mike Jackson, Scary Sheffield, Steve Lyons, Ben McDonald, Jack Howell, Sammy Sosa, Fredo Griffin, Colby Ward, Greg Litton. There's Eric Plunk. It's Frank Thomas. Very nice condition. Dave Schmidt, Phil Plantier, Conseco All-Star, Tommy Herr, Junior All-Star, Roberto Kelly, Tim Wallach, Paul Gibson, Steve Wilson, Shane Mack, Ruben Sierra, Donnie Mattingly, Mark Gibbs, Mark Knudsen, Mike Benjamin, the late Dave Henderson, and Rick Parker. Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Fame. And Horace Cedeno, Bruce Ruffin, Mark Williamson, Bobby Witt Sr., Bob Chipper, Jose Uribe, Greg Myers, Steve Bichelle, Mike McFarland, Joe McGrane, Greg Colburn, Harold Reynolds, Phil Clark, Kelly Gruber All-Star, Greg Smith, Mike Lieberthal, and one draft pick. Hall of Famer Harold Baines, followed by another Hall of Famer Barry Larkin, and another Hall of Famer Alan Trammell. Look at the pack. We just pulling Hall of Famers here, back to back to back. Still Larissa, Mike Perez, Rod Booker, Joel Skinner, Carney Lansford, Darren Jackson, Hall of Famer Dennis Eckersley, Mel Rojas, George Bell, Dante Bichette, Jeff McKnight, Chuck Krim, and Mike Felder. It's a pretty good pack right there. Put them Hall of Famers in my Hall of Fame collection. Everybody collects sets. I don't do that, but I do put together a Hall of Fame collection. It's Dwight Evans, Mark Langston, Kevin Brown, Junior Ortiz, Mike Aldretti, Matt Williams, Darryl Ackerfelds, Dwight Smith, Jay Bell, Chris James, Andres Galarraga, Kurt Wilkerson, Julio Franco, Bud Harrelson manager card, Greg Riddick manager card, Mark Lemke. There's Ray Palacios, Ricky Jordan, Junior Felix, Dan Pasqua, Hall of Famer Gary Carter, Tim Cruz, Tim Costo, draft pick art, Doug Grayback, Checklist, Zane Smith, Pat Borders, Jeff Brantley, Hall of Famer Kirby Puckett, Liz Swan, Eddie Murray All-Star, Darren Fletcher, Scott Bankhead, and Derek May. All right. Next pack. Dennis Boyd, Ariana Duncan, Greg Swindell, Mike Greenwell, Ed Whitson, Ray Cataray, Bob Guerin, Derek Lilliquist, Keith Miller, Fernando Valenzuela, Mookie Wilson, Walt Weiss, Bill Kyler, Rodney McRae, Mickey Morandini, Rich Rodriguez, Jeff Montgomery, Benito Santiago, Steve Lake, Roger McDowell, Scott Scudder, Carry On, Alicuna, Stump Merrill, Yankees, Randy Johnson, Hall of Famer, Pascual Perez, Jack McDowell, Dave Walsh, and there's Chipper Jones. Pretty nice. Very good condition. Don't worry, I will sleeve it up and everything once I'm done with filming. Somebody messaged me, hey man, you did, yeah, I'll take care of it. Kenny Maldonado, Fred Land, and there's Larry Walker Gold Cup. a Hall of Famer. There's Reggie Harris, Tom Brookins, Gary Milkey, Ted Power, Gary Ward, Brian Harvey, Jim Leyritz, Glenn Allen Hill. I know there's a Mark Whiten error card somewhere in here. It's like, I don't know what the odds are of finding the error card, but we're going to try. Trevor Wilson, Mike Gago, Mike Jeffcoat, Ron Calderon, Greg Worthington, Ron Karkovice, Jim Gott, Brian Downing, Bob Tewksbury, Nelson Liriano, Gary Reedus, Rick Dempsey, Daryl Irvin, Gary Green, Carmelo Martinez, Kevin Bass, Billy Hatcher, John McNamara, main events like Julio Valera, Tim Naring, Jeff Kunkel, Mel Stoudemire, Julio Franco All-Star, and Atlee Hammaker. And right on top here is Ken Griffey Jr. Those are the cards to get in the 90s, if you were collecting back then. Paul Ossenmacher, Kurt Manwaring, Sid Bream, Steve Fry, Gary Gaetti, Alvin Davis, Scott Ripken. It's a nice looking card. It's nicely centered. Wayne Edwards, Jay Buhner, Scott Bradley, it's Carl Everett. It's a nice card too. William Machado, Mike Marshall, Hall of Famer Bert Blyleven, Steve Avery, Ozzie Gann, Luis Salazar, Kevin Wickander, Kevin Romine, Brian Barnes, Scott Terry, Chris Hammond, Bev Roberts, Jose De Jesus, Jerry Don Gleaton, Walt Terrell, Franklin Stubbs, Tom Lasorda, Hall of Famer, Lance Dixon, Hector Villanueva, Marty Barrett, Mel Hall, and Omar Oliveras. Thank you guys for joining me. Please like this video, subscribe. Would highly appreciate it. It's Al Newman. Dick Schofield, Bob Welsh, Craig Biggio, Hall of Famer. Bob Milwaukee, Ellie Tony Fernandez, Bob Walk, Kevin Elster, Matt Noakes, Rafael Palmeiro, Wade Boggs, Hall of Famer. So I drop his card. There you go. Kevin McReynolds, Mike Harkey, Dan Gladden, Eric King, Pete Smith, Lito Perez, Hall of Famer Dave Winfield, Dale Murphy should be a Hall of Famer, Gene Larkin, Barry Jones, Stan Javier, Jim Vatcher, Jose Lean, Jose Rijo, Bill Pecota, Jeff Parrott, Tim Sherrill, Todd Benzinger, Mark Newfield, Ron Darling, Brad Arnsberg, John Franco All-Star, and Scott Ruskin. Gonna miss the old Expos, man. It was great. It was fun watching them play the Reds. They would have done pretty well in Interleague as well. It's okay, I like the Nationals too. They're pretty good. It's Jeffrey Leonard, Tony Bossis, Oscar Zokar, Mike Henneman, Tony Castillo, Brett Saberhagen, Lance Johnson, Mitch Williams, Todd Stottlemyre, Mike Moore, Kevin Gross, Paul Morak, Ken Oberkfell, Barry Larkin All-Star, Glenn Braggs, Juan Gonzalez, Ransom Mullenix, Mike Schooler, Record Breaker Bobby Thigpen, Ken Howell, Steve Searcy, Tom Kelly, Bill Stevenson, Jeff Hamilton, Joe Girardi, Tino Martinez, this is a rookie, Marty Clary, Tim Hoolett, Dave Johnson, Bob Melvin, Kirk Gibson, Lou Whitaker, who also should be a Hall of Famer, Mel Hall, and Homer Olivares. I wish the fans could vote for the Major League Hall of Famers. That would be cool. I like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You got the voice, you got the vote. We should vote for baseball. Jay Howe, Mike Bielecki, Gene Nelson, John Cerruti, Frank DiPino, Dave Stieb, Odom McDowell, Hall of Famer George Brett, Joe Klink, Don Slott, Matt Young, Ronnie Walden, Nolan Ryan. Love Nolan Ryan cards. Travis Fryman, Jeff Pico, Alex Fernandez. That was a hot card back then too. Greg Vaughn, Jeff Kaiser, Rick Honeycutt, Jim Gantner, Jim Lefebvre, Jose Mesa, Ken Patterson, Jeff Hamilton, Joe Girardi, Latino, Marty Clary, Tim Hullett, Dave Johnson, Bob Melvin, Kirk Gibson. Oh, we got the same cards in this pack again. Like Devereaux and then Omar Vizquel should be a Hall of Famer as well. All right, it's Alvin Davis, Cal Ripken once again, Wayne Edwards, Jay Buhner, Scott Bradley, Eric Young, there's a Carl Tuffy Rhodes, Bob Ojeda, Larry Sheets, Pete Cavilla, Don Robinson, Casey Candell, Kelly Gruber All-Star, Greg Smith, some of Mike Lieberthal, Harold Baines, Barry Larkin, Bud Black, Leon Eric Shaw, Tony La Russa, Mike Perez, Ken Griffey Sr., Wes Lancaster, Felix Fermin, Ron Kittle, Ken Hill, Phil Bradley, Howard Johnson, Andy Bennis, Craig Lefferts, Otis Nixon, Spike Owen, and Mike Scott batting. Finding some doubles, but yeah, no doubles a chipper yet. Dave Winfield, Hall of Famer. Dale Murphy, Gene Larkin, Barry Jones, Stan Javier's Jr. again. Paul Hassemacher, Jarrett Merriwearing, Sid Bream, Steve Fry, Gary Gaetti, Dwayne Hill. Ooh, wow, I can't get nothing right today. Dwayne Henry, Willie McGee, Zane Smith, Pat Borders, Jeff Brantley, Mother Kirby, Russ Swan, Sandberg All-Star, Scott Bankhead, Derek May, Craig Colburn, Wally Backman, Jim Abbott, Mike Fitzgerald, Brian McRae, Brent Mackert, Ozzie Canseco, Dennis Rasmussen, Nick Leva, Carlos Quintana, there's Hall of Famer Lee Smith, and Cal Daniels. Steve Fry, Gary Gaetti, Alvin Davis, another Ripken, I think it's 3. Wayne Edwards, Jay Buhner, Scott Bradley, Sarah Caldine, Kevin Mitchell, Brett Butler, Lito Perez, Scott Ruskin, Carl Everett, Lou Machado, Mike Marshall, Robert Blythe, Hall of Famer, Dave Walsh, there's another chipper. Well, 2 chippers, haven't pulled any Desert Shield cards. Tony Glenn, Hall of Famer. Claire Walker. It's Tom Foley, Darryl Boston, Mickey Tuttleton, Steve Crawford, Ray Langford, Lee Stevens, Tim Burke, Kevin Seitzer, Rob Deere, Frank White, Judy Reed. All right. So Matt Sinatra, Tom Trebelhorn, Bill Landrum, Dave Parker, should be Hall of Famer too, Gary Pettis, Don Paul, Glenn Davis, Greg Harris, Ron Hassey, John Farrell, Tom Bolton, Pete Smith, Lito Perez, another Dave Winfield, another Dale Murphy, Gene Larkin, Bear Jones, Dan Javier's, another junior. 3 juniors in his box. Not complaining at all about that one. Sid Bream, Phil Stevenson, Jim Patcher, Celine, there we go. It seems like it has a pattern now. Pick it up here. Ron Darlene, Brownsburg, and All-Star John Franco. All right. It's Doug Jones, Dave Martinez, Mike Morgan, Todd Zeal, Charlie Lee Brandt, Rob Dibble, Frank Robinson, Hall of Famer Jeff Reed, Carmelo Castillo, Scott Geraltz, Pete Harnish. So we could take an All-Star card. There's Bill Baith, Scott Coolbaugh, Juan Samuel, Steve Farr, Greg Harris, Norm Charlton, Dave Island, Johnny Ray, Jim Allen, it's a future Hall of Fame manager right there, Kelly Downs, Tim Leary, Domingo Ramos, Jerry Brown, Stan Belinda, Chris Bosio, Alex Cole, Terry Schumpert, Steve Sachs, Francisco Oliveras, Mark Portugal, Mike Hartley, and Sam Horn. Stars for Isles. Hall of Famer Roberto Alomar. It's Paul O'Neill, Steve Bedrosian, Rick Naylor, Efrain Valdez, Doc Gooden, Joe Torre Hall of Famer, Jeff Russell, John Smoltz, still Hall of Famer, followed by Jack Morris. Hall of Fame box. Mike Bodiger, Mike Dunn, Chris Carpenter, Barry Bonds, Hall of Famer, maybe, someday, never know. Moises Alou, I believe that's be his rookie season. I'm not sure if it's a rookie card or not. Stan Wilson, Randy Veras, Mike York, Frank Well All-Star, Randy Milligan, Dave Anderson, BJ Surhoff, Tim Raines, they call him The Rock, he's a Hall of Famer. Jeff Torborg, Mike Lacoste, John Olerud, second year card, Bobby Valentine, Jose Oquendo, Rick Sutcliffe, Dave Magadan, Bill Schroeder, Paul Mahler, Hall of Famer, and John Shelby. Posing for the camera. And there's Calvin Schiraldi, Mike Pangarulo, Tim McIntosh, Bill Swift, Clay Parker, Chet Lemon, Greg Jeffries, Art Howe, Tim Tuffle, Jack Doherty, Mike Stanley, Tony Pena, Lloyd Mosby, Bob Rogers, Wes Gardner, John Smiley, Randy Tomlin, Ron Gant, Mike Eichhorn, Terry Steinbach, Mark Salas, Brady Anderson, Gary Templeton, Tom Browning, Jose De Leon, Drew Hall, Rich Garces, Mike Sims, Darnell Coles, Ed Nunez, Turner Ward, Dave Rode, or Rhodey, Bobby Benny All-Star, and Scott Radinsky Gold Cup. Tell you what, I want Bobby Bonilla's agent. Guy still gets paid every year. I think for the next, what, 4 years? Chili Davis, Ramon Martinez, John Wathan, Scott Erickson, Paul Sorrento, Lonnie Smith, Luis Polonia, Mitch Webster, Rosario Rodriguez, Hall of Famer Bobby Cox, Kevin Tapani, Scott Aldred, Barry Bonds All-Star, Joe Gray, Adam Peterson, Bob Welch All-Star, Bill Doran, Tracy Jones, Juan Augusto, Randy Myers, Charles Nagy, Corey Snyder, Scott Champerino, Delano DeShields Gold Cup, Tom O'Malley, Donnie Hill, Carney Lansford, Darren Jackson, Dennis Eckersley Hall of Famer, Mel Rojas, George Bell, Dante Bichette, Jeff McKnight, and then there's Tom Glavine Hall of Famer. So that's 4 packs left. Thank you for sticking it out with me. Appreciate it. John Mitchell, Wally Whitehurst, Dennis Martinez, Dave Bergman, Joe Oliver, Henry Cotto, Carlos Martinez, Mark Grace, Jimmy Key, Neil Heaton, Tom Magnozzi, Ron Robinson, Andres Thomas, Lance Blankenship, Tim Daring, Lou Piniella, Mark Davidson, Al Leiter, Sean Dunston, Ellis Burks, John Horton, Draybeck All-Star, Steve Olin, Steve Finley, Tim Topple, Jack Doherty, Alejandro Pena, Terry Kennedy, Tim Jones, Bill Wakeman, Roger Craig, Glenn Wilson, Wilson Alvarez, and Kelly Gruber. All right, this sweepstakes piece out of here. It's Mark Guthrie, Bill Spires, Renee Gonzalez, Kevin Apier Gold Cup, Chuck Finley, Jack Armstrong, Eric Hansen, Anthony Telford, Don Zimmer, Terry Pendleton, Andy McGaffigan, Eric Anthony, Greg Briley, Rick Aguilera, Brian Holman, Gino Petralli, Jamie Quirk, Cecil Fielder, Bruce Hurst, Louis Smith, Randy Bush, Juan Berenger, or Berenger, whichever you want to call him, Norm Charlton, Dave Island, Devon White, Jim Leland, Dave Rigetti, Craig Krabeck, Tim Drummond, Kevin Bass, Billy Hatcher, Sean Abner, Andy Van Slyke, and Larry Cashian. 2 packs left. Joe Baver, Lance Parrish, David Cohn, Edgar Martinez Hall of Famer, Luis Quinones, Chuck Carey, Sil Capasano, Sid Fernandez, Kurt Schilling, future Hall of Famer, who knows, it's 30-year card, still cool, Jamie Moyer, Danny Darwin, Ole Franco All-Star, Mike York, Eric Plunk, Randy Milligan, Tim Burtsis, Charlie O'Brien, Frank Viola, Billy Bates, Scott Coolball, Bro Kelly, Steve Farr, Vicente Palacios, Joe Morgan, yeah, 2 different guys. Jeff Ballard, Jeff King, Jesse Barfield, Teddy Guerra, Bobby Thigpen, Jim Acker, Kirk McCaskill, Tom Bernansky, Rick Cerrone, and Terry Mulholland, who would pitch for basically every team. Last pack of the video. Thank you for joining me once again. I know it's a long video. It's Vince Coleman for Francisco Cabrera, Doug DeCenzo, Dave Hollins, Jose Gonzalez, Kurt Young, Bobby Bonilla, Tom Henke, David West, Joan Barfield, Andy Hawkins, Camilo Martinez, Junior Noboa, Juan Samuel, Steve Farr, Greg Harris, Mike Social All-Star, Brent Main, Johnny Ray, Jim Leland, Kelly Downs, Jeff Kunkel. There's a really badly cut Mel Stoudemire. Wow. Yep. Screwed up big time. Lee Gooderman, Rick Russell, Damon Berryhill, Kurt Stillwell, Willie Wilson, Daryl Hamilton, Steve Aboni, Dana Kicker, Benny Dykstra, Dave Stewart, and Gerald Perry. So we didn't even get to Mark Whiten at all. That's okay. Not too bad for me. So that'll do it. I'll wrap it up here for Flashback Friday. Please like this video and all videos. Please subscribe. And hit the bell to give you a notification every time I post a new video. So until next time, so long everybody.